surprisingly pleased because I thought we actually reacted to some situations better than what we had prepared to react to them, just because we hadn't got through enough situations yet. So I thought there were some good things. Louisville pressed every possession for the entire game. So I thought, at least getting it in, just getting it in bounds and attacking the pressure. When we attacked their pressure, I thought we executed and got, layups or whatnot for the most part. So there were some good things. There wasn't enough of that, but then there was also some very telling things as well that weren't very positive. But yeah, will we draw from it? Probably not. But it was a good momentum boost for us.
Bill, obviously you got rim protectors and you got athleticism. What else made the defense cause a pretty good team to struggle offensively? And looking forward, what do you think about this team's ability to stop people?
I think, Dave, we have to get really good defensively, and we're not. I think one thing that was very telling the other night on a team that likes to shoot a lot of threes, we actually defended the arc a lot better than we did last year, even though we fouled a couple of times. But they had rush threes, more so than it seemed like last year. A lot of them were very comfortable. So, and I thought some guys played to their size for the most part, blocking and altering, but I didn't think we rebounded the ball worth a flip. So we got to get better at that. But could we be good defensively? Yes. Do we need to be really good defensively? And the answer is we must, because offensively I could see us, going through phases where we labor. So we got to be better defensively.
Bill, did you end up talking to Coach Kelsey about anything you guys wanted to maybe see from each other in an exhibition? And
the only thing we talked about was, are you going to play any zone? Neither are we. And can we get 6 fouls instead of? I asked for 7. He said, "No, 6 is enough." And hell, 2 guys still fouled out. So we needed one more. But that's all we talked about.
And then at Fort Hays State, have you talked with their coach at all about things you might want to see from each other?
Same thing. I haven't talked to Mark, but staff talked to him just to say, "Hey, you guys going to try anything funky? This is what we're going to try to do," because there's no way you can prep for all the stuff. So, I think that they'll do more stuff than what Louisville did, at least as far as changing defenses or whatnot.
For Bryson, playing in his first game in over a year, I think, what did you like about what he showed?
I thought he played bigger than what we have seen in practice recently. I thought he was active. He blocked some shots and certainly I don't know how many rebounds he ended up with, 6 or 7 or something like that. But I thought he was really good, and I thought he attacked the basket a couple of times, and the one play on the baseline was really impressive. So he's really a good player, but he doesn't play to his size all the time because sometimes he settles. But I thought he was much better the other day.
And with Jaden, where's he at in kind of his recovery from the injury he had around late night?
He's healthy. So that didn't have much to do with him not playing a lot, but him being hurt probably put him behind where he probably wasn't as ready to play the other day. There's nothing negative that he's done or anything, but his health is fine. So I anticipate him definitely, being able to be out there a lot more because he'd be more in the groove. So,
Bill, obviously shooting withstanding, what do you kind of expect from Cole Rosario out there? I know you've talked about his rebounding and shooting, obviously talked about, but is there anything that you're looking
for? Well, he didn't shoot it. He hadn't shot it well at all. In our little late night and that the other day. Of course, that's a very small sample size, but I think still in his extra possessions, playing above the rim. But he's a really good offensive rebounder, and I think he probably does that about as well as anything. But he needs to be able to make shots. He and Jaden, Dawson collectively combined need to give us a legitimate three-point threat out there whenever they're on the court.
This is maybe bigger picture, and I don't need you to get too philosophical, but I wonder, you've been around these guys a lot, but you're still seeing them out there for the first time. with your team as Jayhawks. Does it get weird for you looking at, well, now I'm coaching Trey White, and that's Melvin Council, and even though I've been around him a little bit, this is still not what I'm used to?
Well, philosophically,
you're one of the great philosophers.
yeah, right.
Do you get what I'm asking, though?
I would say, Matt, that even though they're old and they played at other places, they're still all newbies to me, and I don't know what to expect from them yet. So I thought the other day Melvin did some good things to consider how poorly he shot the ball and how much he played downhill and was still aggressive. Because a lot of times when people don't make shots, they end up shying away from the action a little bit. And he didn't do that. That was a big positive. And he looked fast to me. I thought Trey did some good things, but Trey didn't play to his athletic ability from a rebounding standpoint that he's got to get better at. But I was probably more anxious to see how we reacted, because that was probably the least known team that I can remember putting out there in a while.
You're going to have to. So, I guess your answer is kind of irrelevant. But are you used to that yet? Are you getting used to that, knowing that these are going to be guys that I haven't seen for 3-4 years?
Well, last year it wasn't like that because we still had KJ and Warren.
Exactly.
So this is going to be probably the most ever. And then when we've lost 5 starters at a time, you still had 3 guys that were starting the next year, or 4 that were in the program the prior year. So this is the newest team I think that I can remember us ever having.
Does that feel weird to you, though, to just look out there and not know, not fully know, I guess?
I think it feels weird. Weird's probably a strange word to use, but it feels like uncertainty of what can you expect in certain situations. In the last 10 seconds of a shot clock, can guys carry out an assignment, pay attention to a detail and stuff like that, probably more so.
I know you talked about not drawing too much from Louisville, but can it be a helpful experience for your freshmen to experience an environment like that?
Oh, yeah. I thought the environment was good. I'll be honest with you. The way we started the game, I didn't think the crowd really ever got into it the way that they could have, because we started the game pretty good, obviously. But yeah, it was great. 17,000 people anytime you play in front of that type of crowd. And you respond favorably, I think it'll be something we can draw from. It's not going to be Carolina atmosphere. That'll be a different atmosphere and turned up and more people and all that stuff. But I thought it was a good way to give us an idea about how we need to stick together on the road and what really wins on the road. Because I did think we did some things that you have to do on the road in order to win. I actually thought we were the first one on the floor just about every time there was a loose ball. I mean, I thought there were some things that don't have anything to do with coaching or technique that the guys played with the reckless abandon for the most part that I thought was really positive, because I don't think we've seen that as much in practice as what we'd like to. So I thought there were a lot of good things like that.
Speaking to that diving for the ball and everything, Tiller said after the game he didn't treat it like an exhibition, and the players didn't. Did you sense they were so anxious to get out and play somebody else?
Yeah, I think that's the way it is every year, isn't it? You get tired of beating on each other, so it's always nice to get out there and play someone else. I'm sure it is that way in all sports when you do inter squads all the time, but I don't think I think the guys, it wasn't treated like a regular game, because the routine wasn't exactly the same as a regular game. Like, we didn't talk about anything they would run or really go over anything to try to scout or anything like that. But I do think from an excitement standpoint, it felt different than most exhibitions, for sure.
Is Darryn fine with the cramps?
You know what? I don't want to say he's perfectly fine yet, but it's been something that's been bothering him, off and on for a while, and that was, you guys don't know this, but there was a reason why he didn't play the second half, is because of that. So because, you know, the way he played the first half, you'd think you definitely want him out there the second. But so to answer your question, Gary, I don't think that we've quite remedied the situation yet. So, and that's going to be a big deal if your best player can't finish games because of, you know, cramping or whatever it would be. So we've got to figure that out.
Can he practice and play?
He practiced yesterday. He didn't practice today, though, just because, you know, sore and all that stuff. When you're cramping, I guess it creates soreness and all that stuff in your muscles and that kind of stuff. But we've got to get it figured out.
What about Boozer, AJ, and Darryn all exploding on their debuts? Did you notice all three?
I actually noticed, yes, those three, and if I'm not mistaken, the youngster from Carolina had a monster game too. Caleb, I mean, there's a lot of good freshmen out there. It's a unique freshman class. So I was, you know, and they all did it against real guys, real competition. So it's gonna be a competitive year, that's for sure.
How did you feel about Melvin and Omarco initiating things during times when DP was out, and how do you feel about where they're at in that realm in general?
I actually thought I probably see Melvin as more of an initiator than Elmarco, but I thought Elmarco played with so much poise and patience compared to what he did a couple of years ago. He didn't feel as rushed to me. So, and you know, he didn't take a lot of shots, but he got fouled, and he made them kind of chase him, and he drove straight lines, which forced fouls and hand contacts. So, I thought they both did a pretty good job. Not perfect, because we were in terrible offense, and a lot of that's because, you know, we didn't get into stuff like we should and everything. But we can get better at that.
What are the possibilities for Darryn being probably, you know, a single season here, if that's the way it shakes out? What about
Probably.
his just trying to be nice here.
Yeah.
Does that increase for a player of that caliber his competitive drive in terms of wanting to play for a championship, knowing he's really got one shot to win a college title, and maybe even proving to people that he's not looking for his own stats but for the team stats?
Yeah, I think that's probably the case with Darryn, without question. But I would say this, competitive people like to compete regardless of situations. So whether or not, if he was going to be here more than 1 year, I think he would approach it the same way as if he's going to be here 1 year. But I do think there is something to the reality that more than likely it's going to go down as how you described. So you got to make the most of it in the short time that you actually are doing it. But he's a pretty competitive kid, so I don't think you have to limit the time here to raise his competitiveness. I think that would be there regardless.